I can't get off of this cord. All right.
Stand up.
All right.
That's better. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We're back again. We saw another movie in an actual movie theater, 2 in a row. This is like 2 in like a month, within a month time frame.
Yeah.
Tyler and
I think so.
we've actually seen it, but I think that this summer there's been some bangers, and we'll decide whether or not this movie is included in the bangers. And the special guest today, obviously Tyler's here. He's always on these. You're familiar with him. You know him. You love him. And you're gonna get to know Niki today. You might not know him, and you might not love him. But maybe by the end of this. Oh, okay. Well, listen. That's listen. This isn't the therapy session. I don't want to get into all that.
That's the wrong podcast.
Podcast. There's another podcast for that. But by the end of this, we'll all kind of chime in on what we learned, what we liked, what we disliked from Fantastic Four: First Steps, the introduction to Fantastic Four in the MCU. It's to me, this was something I'd been looking forward to. There hasn't been a lot to really look forward to. Post Endgame seems to have been a mess. This was definitely like an IP. I think we were all kind of, when we saw it kind of get rolled out, then teased, that we were excited to see.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Like, I remember when was it that they first teased the 4? I'm like picturing, I don't remember if it was Phase 4 or not, but this is definitely the one thing that I've been like waiting for the most, I'd say.
I think the Fox deal actually happened probably like 5-ish years ago.
Yeah, I think that's they did like a 4, and it was like right before Phase 4 was coming out, I think, because they like did the 4 and then they did like Phase 4, and it was.
I just assume anytime, like in the past 5 years, it all happened during COVID, and I just can't place it. You know what I mean? Like during those uncertain times, they were throwing the little like tidbits out and like, please stick with us. We just acquired. please, like enjoy this little logo here. I swear to God, at some point we're gonna turn it and it's gonna make sense again. But there was a just a couple year stretch where they were just throwing all the crap they could at you. Just so much crap. And it was, it admittedly was exhausting. But this actually, this is one of the ones that I'm genuinely excited for. It wasn't just like a nostalgia trip or a flashback or a grab at what worked before. This was like the first movie that I felt in a long time that it was like, all right, the ball is now rolling forward towards something. Like we're kind of building up another something. And Niki, I don't know how you felt when you came out of this film. You don't have to get into everything right now, but at least when you went in, did you kind of feel like some hope?
I felt more hope for this one than I have in the last few. So like, I feel like the issue of the last few years was they were throwing out so many shows and movies that were not household names. That was the problem. People care about certain characters, certain IP in Marvel, and those are the ones that get people in seats. The other ones, like, I don't even want to go down the list of the ones that I just did not care about. Nobody else cares about either. Can you not hear me?
No. I want you to go down the list. I mean, I want
No. I'm not doing all that. But I'm just saying.
Names.
Anyway, but Fantastic Four is one of the ones that everyone knows. So, I mean, I had higher hopes for it here and there. There was things I was excited for, but at the same time, what they've done over the last few years, I'm like, I don't fully trust them like I used to. But there's enough hope to, I'm excited to watch it. I left the movie theater. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed 2/3 of it.
Okay,
but it was better than I expected. Yeah.
Okay. Why did that feel like that hurt you? I feel like you almost combusted.
I felt like we pulled that out of him. We didn't say anything, but it felt pulled out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's a lot of things I have issues with, but it's like a lot of cynicism because, like I said, like over the last few years, it's like they haven't been doing things correctly, and I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna do it correctly. It's like if they screw this up, just sell it off, give it to somebody else, let them make the movie. I'm going to give you a shot, but don't screw it up. Didn't fully screw it up, and I don't want to say I'm fully back on like, oh, Marvel's back, but I'm curious to see more.
Okay. All right, Tyler, let's save some of that because I know that there's a lot to unpack there, and I don't want to jump right into it because people just tuned in. So give them time before they run away from what's about to happen in a bit. Tyler, your thoughts when you left this theater? I think, I mean, obviously we were together. I've heard this before, but I just kind of let the people know of like what you were feeling when you left this thing.
This was the first time in a while since Spider-Man that I left a movie and I was like, I'm pleased, like I'm happy when and this is counting all movies because even like Jurassic Park, I left Jurassic Park and I was like, I was content. I just went to a movie, but like Marvel specifically, like everything I left, I was like, but why? Sort of. And then this one, I genuinely was like, all right, that was a ride. I'm ready to see more. Like, get me on to the next. I want to see the next one now. I haven't been looking forward after a Marvel movie in a while. So I was really happy with that.
Okay, I kind of felt the same way. I mean, it was like I said, I know initially when we were talking, I felt like maybe was a little disappointed because in my head, I had built this up to be just like, I thought they were going to get thrust right into everything that like the timeline, they were jumping in. We were going to see just it all. It was all going to happen for me right there.
No.
And I think initially, like I said, initially it took a little time, like probably just, that drive home to like settle down and be like, okay, we got an intro to the Fantastic Four, which it's essentially a standalone movie for the Fantastic Four. There wasn't like this thing could exist on its own. This could have been the start if you just deleted the last 15 years.
Yeah,
this could have been a start of another timeline or another MCU. So
I agree with that.
I'm okay with that. I feel like we were due for something like that. We haven't had a lot of that in a while because it had been a lot of fan service and it had been a lot of like callbacks and a lot of like teases to tie this stuff up. And I'm honestly exhausted at the amount that I've seen that is now, it's still just sitting unresolved. There's so many like end credit scenes and so many teasers in movies from the MCU that haven't been touched in over 5 years, maybe longer than that.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna. So that's like this was a breath of fresh air that I could watch a movie and leave it, and post credit scene aside, feel like okay, that I just watched an MCU movie and like this is cool. Like this could have been made by anybody. It was good. I thought that was fine.
And we know that scene's gonna get touched too. But like I think for me, you guys sounded a little more down at first. I think I was just I had lower expectations because the last two Fantastic Fours were terrible. The last 5 years of Marvel has been pretty bad. And this was actually like patience by Marvel. Like it looked like they were like, all right, we're not going to just throw everything we got at it. We're going to take our time. And that's why I think I appreciate it more. It was like, it felt like a patient movie where they don't feel like they have to like try that hard.
Yeah, I think definitely because they have, I think they've kind of acknowledged, like Feige's acknowledged that they did way too much. They've been doing way too much and it's been a lot. And like people they want some quality. Can we just get some quality and just level it again? And I think that's what this is. This is like, it's not a screeching halt, but they definitely like they're downshifting, which is honestly pretty refreshing. So like a downshift into like a regular cadence. And it does sound like these next few films, which I think the next one is like Spider-Man next year, leading up to, Doomsday and then Secret Wars. These are all going to be impactful films that mean something. You're not going to get like a lot of throwaway stuff. You're going to be yearning for it. Like by the time Spider-Man comes around, you're going to be like, holy crap. It's about freaking time. Like, can we get this thing going? Like, I want to get jump started into the next chaos.
My issue is because I'm so excited for Doomsday and Secret Wars, but those feel like Infinity War and Endgame level movies that they have not earned over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Like before Infinity War and Endgame, there were several characters that had trilogies well up until then. Like this was all established. They spent the last 4 maybe out of the 6 years building up Kang, and then that happened, and this turnaround is leading straight to this that quick. It's not earned, in my opinion. I'm excited, but there's not enough.
Well, I think the hard part is that they pivoted because Doomsday was supposed to be Kang's movie, and then they had to pivot. And I think they just kept the date, changed the villain, and they're like, all right, we'll just lead this into Secret Wars.
I don't know how you guys feel about this.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
No, because like, so even if in the real world we're all aware, yeah, there's a pivot happening, but if you just look at those first few movies after Endgame, it's like it's leading up to something. It's all just like wadded up and tossed in the trash.
Yeah.
And do we call that a waste of movies? Are we okay calling all those movies that aren't leading to Doomsday? Are we okay calling them all a waste? Everything except maybe Fantastic Four leads directly to this. What else really leads to Doomsday that we've seen since Endgame?
Okay, so I'll speak on this because I'm going to make a statement. I'm not sure if I've seen this out there. I mean, it could be somebody's thinking about this, but I don't think they're done with Kang. I don't think they can take an L that hard. To, like you said, they put a lot of effort into Kang, and their way. I mean, that's cooling off whatever's happening there. I don't think we're done with Kang in at least even just the smallest capacity to just help make sense of what that was. To throw all that away immediately and just run it to Kang. Like, even if it's Doomsday coming in and just cleaning up Kang, okay, fine.
So
that's like
if we're going to talk about it. If we're going to talk about it, okay. I mean, technically, they can just completely drop Kang because of what they did with Loki. Because technically, they wrapped up what Kang's big plan was. Now Loki's here. He's sitting there holding everything in infinity. So whatever's happening multiverse-wise, it's not like he's controlling it, but he's allowing it. He's giving everybody a choice or whatever. So technically, where we're leading to now, that could just be a whole thing. Because Kang's whole thing was keeping one timeline. That's broken because of Loki. What are they going to say about Kang? Now he's I mean, the story was supposed to be he's in all these timelines. He's doing all this stuff. He's behind he's pulling the strings in the shadows. But technically now it's Loki at the throne. Doom could be the biggest threat now moving forward. Then again, he always has been, but
I just feel like they owe it to the people who have invested the last few. And listen, that sounds kind of like you better give me this. Like, they've given enough. I mean, they could just wrap it up shop now. Like, some people probably want them to do. Yeah, no, they're not going to do that, obviously. But I'm just saying, I do feel like at some point down the line, Kang will reappear in some capacity. I find it unbelievable to me that they would just drop him in the Loki series. I mean, not everybody's watching those. They know not everybody's watching those. So, and listen, I watched it, and you just brought it back up, and I was like, oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I had watched it, and even then I was like, oh shoot, yeah, I did. So it's not necessarily something that's mainstream. So to everybody that watched all these other films and watched these end credits, sat in the theaters and were like, Kang's kind of going nuts right now. I don't know. I feel like they have to touch on that at some point, and maybe we do get that. That's just kind of, I feel like it's got to happen at some point.
I think if they address it, it'll be a quote unquote older version. So it definitely won't be the same actor. There'll be some other version. Maybe he learned his lesson, turned a new leaf, something. But I feel like they really hard pivoted from Kang, in my opinion.
And that's fine with me. If they want to do that, I also did kind of find it weird that like Kang was the only one who didn't have a different looking variant. Like, this guy was just Kang all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible to do. Like, they can definitely, Loki had
more storylines with more branched realities. Technically, he could look like something else, and he does.
Loki had an alligator. Loki was a freaking alligator. Yeah. So it's like, I think anybody can be anything, and I don't think we're done with Kang at all. So I don't think he's going to usurp Doom. Obviously, I think Doom, if there's an interaction with Kang and Doom, Kang's getting stomped out for sure, because you can't set up Doom in a way that's where he's going to, I don't know, it's just not going to work like that.
I've as of July 23rd, 6 days ago, they are replacing Kang, apparently. Marvel announced it.
Like the actor?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then there you go. Case closed. Good night, everybody. Yeah. Your Fantastic Four review is complete. Now that we know about Kang. No, that's good. That's cool to hear, and I hope that comes down the line. But I guess we can reel it back in to the Fantastic Four. We did kind of go off on a tangent there. Who do we blame for that? We'll have to go back and watch the tape. But as far as this film, like we said, it does a great job of setting it up. Pedro Pascal, we can kind of go down the actors here and kind of figure out how you felt about their depiction of these characters. I thought Vanessa Kirby was really good as Sue Storm. I don't even know how to say his name. Eben Moss Bachrach as Ben Grimm. I'm just going to say the guy is Ben Grimm. I thought he was awesome. That their depiction of Ben Grimm in this, as opposed to what you saw in the prior ones, I think because we're detached from the origin story, we could get a Ben Grimm that wasn't like 100% sad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there were scenes where he was like, obviously he was, there was like a reflection scene where it was like his face and then it was hit, the rock. There was still alluding to that a little bit, but he was at least like having fun. Like the scene where he was like lifting the car for the kids and like messing around. It was like cool. You got to see him as like a fun, like down to earth superhero. It's weird to see heroes this deep into the MCU in a universe for the first time where it's just them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have that thing over your mind where it's like, well, this Celestial just showed up from the center of the earth. Where's the Avengers? Like, no, it's just them here. So I think that was a refreshing feeling, which kind of made this, I think the stakes feel a little more. Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. Anybody have some thoughts on that?
I mean, it was refreshing not seeing the complete womanizer, moronic Johnny. Chris Evans was great for his time, but seeing a Johnny Storm, I just want to talk about altogether the chemistry that they had as a cast. I loved. I liked seeing Ben and Johnny together. Like you said, Ben wasn't sad. Johnny wasn't a complete D-bag. So the two of them felt more friendly, and they still joked on each other, which is what they do, but it wasn't slapping us over the head like it was in previous films. I don't actually even remember in the second film. I can't remember what that chemistry was like, but in the first film, I remember getting tired of it.
Nikki, any thoughts on the actors and their chemistry in this film?
Their chemistry was okay. It was passable enough for me. I think so far probably my favorite. And ironically, for some reason I don't know why, it was Sue Storm. She did the best, I think, as far as that role. Pedro Pascal I've never seen him as Reed Richards. He just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't portray that, because literally every time he wanted to portray intelligence, he had a chalkboard behind him. Like, that's it? That's what equals smart to you? Just writing on a chalkboard? Do something. Show me something. He never did. And I can't unsee that meme from Patrick on SpongeBob, where he's like, let's just move Bikini Bottom from here to over there. Like that's your biggest line. I don't know. I didn't like him as Reed Richards, but he did well. He can act his ass off, and he does good. It's just I don't see him as Reed. Johnny, I also didn't see as Johnny Storm. I don't know why. He doesn't look like Johnny Storm to me. The womanizer thing, I mean, I guess, it was definitely a little bit more watered down, but at the same time, it's his character. I mean, whether we like it or not, it's like you can't like have like a Deadpool movie and him not be Deadpool. Have like just change things for the time. You're messing with the character. You're messing with his history. And even then, in that timeline, they're in the 60s. He's still going to be doing these things. We can't make everything todayified, if you will, or whatever. And I really liked.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
I really liked the Thing, except for his voice. It wasn't gravelly enough, I feel. It was too sweet. I guess. I don't know. But other than that, I mean, he had the eyebrows going. He had the size. He had the jokes. He was really, 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 really impressive. And I liked everything about him except his voice. So it's the number one spot so far with Sue Storm for me.
That's fair. No, honestly, like, Pedro Pascal is obviously a great actor, and Reed Richards is what they're positioning him as right now. It sounds like he's going to be the front man for a lot of the future of the MCU, like as far as like the brain.
I don't see it.
But I will admit, the moment there wasn't a lot of like action for him. There wasn't a lot of action, period, in this movie. Which I to be fair, if you kind of like reposition your mindset, it basically was like a family film, like of them just kind of like being the big superhero family. Like there was a lot. It wasn't a lot of focus on like in the action, like nonstop, like just fighting stuff. Like there was a lot of like.
Had one more thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Did anyone notice they never spoke to the general public except for a press conference and Ben Grimm talking to that chick near the orphanage or whatever? But I don't think they had any conversations with the general population. It was just the family press conference. That's it.
And then Sue's speech at the end.
So unless one of them's on a podium, they're never talking to the public.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, well, yeah, you didn't really get a lot of that like on the streets, but I think that's what comes with that like little kind of montage you got at the beginning where they were actually like fighting heroes and stuff and like being out there and doing that. But like what other, especially given the context of what's coming and what they're stressing out about, where's the time for them to be strolling around on the streets and interacting with the public?
Like you're right. I guess they're better than people. I guess.
No, they're not better than people. But like, if I'm the only superhero tasked to solve a problem, I'm not going to be putzing around in the street with the common folk. You know what I mean? The peasants, as you say.
Why mingle among the peons?
I'm going to be in front of my chalkboard, writing on the chalkboard. But okay. That being said, I wish we got a little bit more of Reed Richards' action stuff. It was kind of, I will give you that it was a lot of him just like doing brain stuff, which they really hammered home. Which to be fair is he is like he's pretty much all we have left, or now that moving forward for the MCU. Like, what other big brain characters do you have? And don't say Hulk because they keep making him look stupid.
When X-Men comes, we'll get Xavier when they finally bring in X-Men.
Yeah, that's fair, but I feel like he's not going to be the front man for the entire MCU. Like he's got his group. You know what I mean? He fights for his. You know, he got his own little posse there.
I really don't know what they're going to do. Like we talked about this in the car, they're hurting at leader right now. Like they have a lot of good number twos right now, and they don't have anyone who feels comfortable as like a solid leader after Chris Evans and Robert Downey left.
Yeah,
and that feels painful.
Which did you hear? I mean, these Avengers movies are basically gonna. I mean, they're making it sound like it's going to be like a soft reboot. Like. Yeah, they're going to. They're planning on
the whole
recasting.
Thing has to come to an end at the end of this. It has to come to an end for actual fresh start.
Yeah, and it sounds like we're going to get another Captain America and we're going to get another Iron Man, but it's probably. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. No, yeah. But like those characters are too integral to Marvel.
They learned the hard way.
Yeah. We've seen what happens. And Spider-Man is on one of the weirdest leashes with that deal with Fox, where it's like it's weird. Like they can't make a Spider-Man movie without cameos, which with M's, it's a weird scenario there. And that's super frustrating because granted, he's still kind of young, but like Spider-Man could be he should be one of the front men for this, but he's now like he's another character that they left off on a downshift. Like his next movie is going to be pretty low stakes from what my understanding.
But it's going to be ground level for sure. That's what I've been hearing.
Which is sad. It's like the look what happened to look how they massacred my boy. We got it in reverse. I don't agree with that though. I don't agree with that. We got it in reverse. I just feel like we wound up getting balls to the wall Spider-Man in Infinity, like just doing cool stuff, and then now we're pulling back and been like, let's just restart him and do this origin.
I feel like everything we saw up until like Endgame, even through Endgame, that was somewhat his origin, I guess, his MCU origin, pretty much, because it led up to No Way Home, to where eventually he got the whole "with great power comes great responsibility" speech. That. All that experience and everything, and then he had the biggest, I guess, Spider-Verse moment where his person has to die. But now he's ready to be Spider-Man. He's experienced some stuff. I thought about it for a long time, but after I saw No Way Home, I'm like, you know what? That's okay. And to me, I mean, I don't see him going to a ground level superhero for a while. I don't see that being a bad thing.
And I don't see that being a long-lasting thing. Like, because that's the last movie we're going to get before we jump into the Avengers stuff. I bet he's going to turn it right back up. Like, I mean, you can't go into those Avengers movies without freaking Spider-Man. Like, it's just, it's not going to happen.
And ramping up for Secret Wars too. I know we kind of keep dancing around it, but like that's probably, like you guys said, that's probably gonna be the reset point, which would make a lot of sense. But I'm sure his movie's gonna start off ground level. I'm sure by the end they're gonna introduce something very big, and then it's just gonna take off from there.
I'm hoping the big thing comes in the end credit. I hope his movie is just ground level. Let him have it kind of like this. Just let it be its own thing. And then maybe the end credit phase, something else is coming. Spider-Man's going to be there. But I don't want the movie the third act to be cosmic level. Like, we don't need that for Spider-Man.
What if we got, I think we're about, I mean, I would be happy if it was like, instead of just like a 15-second end credit, if it was like 5 or 10 minutes, you know what I mean? Like have a movie and it's got 3 acts and then have it calm down. Maybe cut to the credits a little bit and then just give us a fat chunk, right? Like, give us something. I don't know. A 5 to 15-second tease into an Avengers movie with no context after the Spider-Man film would be a disservice. I feel like you gotta punch higher up than that to wind people up.
Yeah.
I think pretty much the Fantastic Four cameo from Thunderbolts, their end credit scene and the end credit scene for this one. From what I've heard, I heard those are actually scenes from Doomsday, but like it's going to make more sense when we see it. But because I expected something that's going to happen, they're going to be shooting towards 616. That didn't happen in this movie. But everything else I've been hearing is that scene and the ending. I don't even. Do we spoil this one? Are we spoiling it now? The end credit scene for this movie.
Oh yeah, people, listen. If you're listening to this far in and you haven't seen this freaking movie. That's on you, bro. I don't.
So because even if you look at like the decor and everything in the area where Sue and Franklin are, the room looks completely different than it has the entire movie. It's the actors even teased, oh, that room seems to be bigger than for just 4 people. I'm pretty sure it's an Avengers level movie. It's been several years since the movie ended. So when Doom shows up, I hear it's supposed to be one of the scenes from Doomsday, as is whatever catastrophe is that leads them to 616.
Interesting. Yes, I have not read that much into that, but that's entirely possible, and that'd be pretty sick if they did that and called it back and wound up kind of weaving that into those movies. We should probably get back to the task at hand here again. It's so easy with the MCU and the exhaustive amount of content to keep thrusting yourself forward, which again, when we left this Fantastic Four movie, I felt like we were robbed of something initially that it didn't thrust that. Like the teleporters for me all movie, like towards the end, I was like 1000% they're getting sucked in and they're teleporting to our main crew and we're gonna get to see some interactions. Like I literally for some reason thought that was what we were getting, and when we didn't get it, right? I was
that couldn't work. They couldn't teleport their Earth to where our Earth is. That would just destroy the sun.
Not the whole Earth, not the whole Earth.
Not the whole Earth,
just
them.
Just the crew.
Yeah, when it got crunched down, where Silver Surfer comes in and just destroys all of them except for one, I was like, you only need one to grab these Fantastic Four. Just suck them up and move them out. You know, leave this world completely stranded with no heroes. I don't care. I don't have any attachment to these guys.
Oh my God.
That's what I felt. I was like, just
I kind of expected something like that too. Because I think when they would look at each other, one of the plans was like, we're not leaving, are we? And I thought they were thinking, we might have to.
Yeah. So when that didn't happen, like I said, the initial letdown was like, dang, we didn't get to see them tied into what we know. But then, like I said, just cooling down and like really thinking about it, I'm happy it didn't happen this fast. Like we're getting a build, and this is that's what we want. We need a freaking build. Like there's been no build. It's been nostalgia, circle jerks, and payoffs immediately that are leading to nothing. So I think this is a good start for that point. Going back, we can talk a little bit more about how the characters are done, because I do want to mention Johnny Storm. I fall somewhere in between you guys on the way he was depicted. Let's not pretend he wasn't kind of doing the the womanizer thing with the
Yeah, he
freaking
did it enough. Yeah.
with the freaking Silver Surfer, bro. He was like,
Yeah.
let me get in there, bro. She's kind of, am I in love with this woman? Like, he's like, she's got it going on. He was feeling her, dude.
In his defense, everyone else brought it up before he did. He's not the one that came out saying it.
That's fine.
And that's why I was happy with it.
Yeah, he came to the realization later.
Yeah, they like teased at it. Like they teased him for it because he has the reputation, but he didn't need to like bring a new girl to the tower every night. Like I was fine that they gave you the breadcrumbs, but it wasn't just like thrown in our face.
Yeah, okay. So going back and just seeing like the snippets of the original Fantastic Four with Chris Evans, that admittedly is like an extreme. Like that's however you want your Johnny Storm, that's fine. But at the end of the day, they're freaking astronauts. You know what I mean? Like so like whenever you're I don't know, like they did depict Johnny Storm, and we can get into that too. I know Nikki has some thoughts on this. Him actually being able to like use his brain a little bit, like maybe they gave him too much with what he did, but I think it's better than what you got with the original Fantastic Four and the original Johnny Storm, where it was like he was almost like a bully, like a high school jock bully, like Chris Evans in Not Another Teen Movie. I think is what you got, but except for he could light his whole body on fire.
Okay,
and that's honestly timeline wise probably like right around the same area. So he was probably harnessing that, like when I don't know what came first, but they probably saw Not Another Teen Movie and were like, "That's our Johnny frickin' Storm." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what those conversations look like.
Is Johnny Storm an actual astronaut though? Like, I've always thought he was just like. He just had the fast. He was just related to Sue Storm. My big question was always, how the hell did he get on that ship in the first place? But
yeah, he's smart. He's smart. No, he's smart.
No, I'm not asking if he's smart. Is he an astronaut?
I mean, are any of them actually astronauts? I thought they were all just scientists.
Ben's a pilot. Ben's a pilot.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic is the smartest in the world. Sue, I'm not sure exactly what she's doing. I
think she was just smart. Like I think her and Johnny are just smart, and that's why they did it.
Okay, so Johnny, even if he was just smart, what was his employment like? Like, wasn't he just like a daredevil type thing? Like he just liked fast bikes and cars, and he didn't.
So okay, so it depends on what world you're talking about here, but generically on like just Marvel fandom, it says that Johnny Storm put himself through strenuous training and became the youngest pilot in NASA. So he's like a hotshot pilot that they just gave a rocket ship to.
Right, so he's in case something happened to Ben, he'd be the pilot in an emergency. What do they need him for?
I guess so. Okay, but in an article for specifically this movie and this universe, they are saying that they're reminding people that before the Fantastic Four were superheroes, they were all astronauts. They were like legal astronauts. They didn't get, obviously you have to do that to get them into outer space, but to get their powers,
typically, right?
Well, I mean, they all kind of got to be astronauts to get. You're an astronaut. Let's define what an astronaut is. If I put on a spacesuit and go into a rocket ship in outer space.
Are you taking a shot at Katy Perry right now?
Am I an astronaut?
You are not. Which is exactly what I thought about him.
To each his own, all right? Because I'd feel like a freaking astronaut, all right?
So I mean, like I said, I'm not sure he's an astronaut, but I think they did want to make him smarter in this movie just to give him something to do, especially for the whole language solving thing. Like all these things.
No, keep going. I have thoughts too.
I was saying, like, because I know, because what's the name? Reed Richards, he would have figured this thing out maybe within an hour or whatever, but he was clearly preoccupied. They just needed something for Johnny to be doing while he's thinking up a solution to this crisis. I get that. I understand it. But if you're telling me just for this movie specifically, they also said, oh yeah, he was top of the class doing all this. Like they're changing a lot of his backstory to make it seem like he's smarter than he was the entire time, because they needed something for him to do pretty much.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think Johnny's always been smart. They just always play the other side of him too. He's also egotistical and arrogant. So you get more of that. But I think he also is genuinely smart in most comic books and timelines. But for the language thing, I don't care how smart you are. Even he had 7 words to work with and deciphered an entire language.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. Like, because like they're
That's like
messing with his backstory too much.
even if Reed did that, I'd be like, get the hell out of here. You don't get enough from 7 words to decipher an entire language.
If anyone would, it would be Reed Richards in the MCU.
Yeah.
But
over
it
anybody.
would still be ridiculous. I don't care. I don't care who. You could give me the entire Illuminati from Marvel. If they get 5 words, because what was it? Die with your own.
Yeah.
5 words, and then they decipher an entire language. I'm saying, get the hell out of here. There's no way.
No, I agree.
Okay, listen.
Astronomical, but if anyone would do it, it would have been Reed Richards. He figured out faster than light travel, had a very mapped out star system of the entire universe in the 60s. The man is out there smart.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously Reed Richards does it. I'm really not. That's fine. But at the end of the day, it's a freaking superhero film, so I'm not gonna like think about it too much. But I will say, like, him being fluent in the language, speaking it is where you lost me. Finding it out and like
out her backstory based off a few things. Get out of here.
Being fluent and speaking it, that was like that was kind of like, okay, you did a little too much. I think like getting enough to get the message across, like I would have been okay if they left out the part where he's literally just like speaking her language. But kind of important to kind of get the Silver Surfer to a point where she could like reconnect with the humanity. Like obviously we know Silver Surfer in any timeline, whether it's a guy or a woman, is going to have that, like, there's like some core there that you could tap into and have some sort of humanity if you can get through to it. And that's what we've seen in all depictions of Silver Surfer. That was how they chose to do it in this one. Okay, I'm willing to suspend my belief listen, I did think it was cool that they gave Johnny Storm something to do that wasn't just, and to be fair, you did kind of get both sides. You got that little brainy moment, which I don't think we've ever seen in any Fantastic Four depiction, like in a movie. But we've also get him being like the first to move. He's the first one to act if there's like some crap going down.
I loved that.
He's launching in, and I thought that was sick. Like literally the first to move every time. That's sick.
I like that. Yeah. It's just this cracking the alien goat is just too far for me. I can't.
Listen. I agree. That's fine. If that's your to me, like that's one of the only knocks for this film, and we can get into the third act, which I know we should probably just roll into. Like I mean, before we do that, I do want to say, let's give this movie some kudos. Everything that happened in outer freaking space, that whole outer space sequence, that's tier 1 MCU
that was
stuff.
So good.
That
all
made
of
me
it together.
I loved it.
Just the stakes, the pacing, the introduction to Galactus, unbelievable. Like in a movie theater, my chest was vibrating when this man moved. I was like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, they just zoomed out and you see his massive eyes in the distance, and then he just sits down and gets close and looks right at him. Like, oh my god, yes.
That was sick. And I know when we get into the end of this and really kind of break it down, and we can define this, because I'm going to say something and I think I'll probably get a little pushback, but I don't think that they didn't defeat Galactus in this movie.
No.
I
delayed the inevitable.
I think
they survived.
They have no choice. Galactus will come back at some point. But they kick the can down the road. And if he doesn't come back, I swear to God, if we don't see Galactus ever again, it's a disservice, because this character is extremely interesting and just menacing. Like it's insane. I thought they did a really good job. He wasn't a freaking cloud. It was awesome. I thought it was that aspect and that outer space scene where you introed him. You got the Silver Surfer chasing them down, surfing on like literally anything, lava, a freaking black hole, like just all over the place. That whole sequence had me on the edge of my seat. I was like, this is sick. And I'm a sucker for outer space anyway.
Me too.
But you can mess up outer space. And they did not mess up outer space. They crushed that.
The only thing I didn't like. Go ahead. My fault. There you go. Do it.
The only thing, what I would hope, now that you brought it up, because I didn't even think about it, if they don't reset after Secret Wars, I would love for Franklin to be older, like 10, 12, and then Galactus comes back. Like long enough for us to forget that we saw Galactus. Just like long enough to where he's just not in our minds anymore. And then like at the end of Secret Wars, he comes back and he's like, I want my kid.
I think they're gonna make Franklin like possibly an anchor being because he has the power cosmic, which the universe can't do without, pretty much. So I mean, I think they might try to mess around and make him an anchor being of some sort, possibly.
Okay.
When you started that sentence, I don't know why I was about to throw up because in my head I was like, I thought you were gonna say, I think they're gonna make Franklin Richards a young Avenger. Like I was like, okay, I was gonna puke because I know that they're building those up.
Yeah, they tried.
If they wedge him into the young Avengers that they're trying to build, which by the way, if they ever pay that off, they're not going to be young anymore. As far as actors, they're not. Yeah, so I hope to God they don't try to timeline that up. Like, which they could. Like, they could find a way. I think you could bring Franklin Richards into the MCU at whatever age you wanted to, because we don't know at this movie where that timeline sits on the other universe. Like, you know what I mean? So like they could be plucked at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I don't know what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
Looks like right around 4 years old, based on the end credit scene. But if I was a betting man, that's probably what I would think.
Yeah, everything was around 4 in that movie.
Any other thoughts on this one before we get into the third act and what kind of fell short
One
there?
thing about the space sequence I didn't like was how easily they got away from Galactus's ship, because they were doing everything they could to escape it. The tractor beam had them. What makes you think once you're inside the base, you can just get look, we're getting out of here, hop in the ship and just willy-nilly leave? He got you. If not, just switch it back on, pull them back in. There's no way you escape from Galactus. But I mean, whatever. It's the movie. They need to get away.
Did they shoot a hole in the side or something like that? I can't remember.
I don't remember how exactly they got out, but I mean, I'm either way. I don't care. I'm happy they did. Maybe they moved fast enough.
He's like,
I'm happy they did. I'm just like, it's just how easily it's just like here's an idea. Let's just leave. I'm like, you don't just leave. Galactus just did, but whatever.
So I'd like to think that again, this is another one of those Johnny Storms just taken off first. Nobody said anything. They were in the middle of like a contentious like standoff, but there was nothing physically happening. And then Johnny Storm just turns on fire and just starts going and just starts like whatever those cords that were connected to him, he was ripping those things, destroying those things. So maybe that was a little bit of enough of a distraction to be like, Galactus is like, let me connect these cables. I got to put these back before I come after you, that's how he talked in the movie for sure. But listen, I'm willing to suspend my disbelief for them escaping because of what we got after, because it was awesome. That whole thing was sick.
Yeah, okay.
Like, how did these? They go light speed in the 1960s or 50s or whatever the hell they are.
It's another universe. It's not to me. Honestly, I don't even feel like it's the 60s. I don't think it's the 60s. It's like a retro futuristic.
So it's like 2070, but also has freaking Art Deco.
No, it was still yes at that time. I think I'm pretty sure.
I know, but I feel like this kind of looks like if you went back in time and said, "What's the future look like?" to somebody.
Yes,
like what you know what I mean. That's what it feels like. Like so, to me, this could just as easily be modern day. But for this universe, like I see what you're
saying.
It's still the 60s, but using the technology that they have available, they're doing what they can do. So I mean, like it's not like you're gonna have like a flat screen and all that weirdness. You have that technology of that time doing certain things because of the brilliance of Reed Richards. Because like kind of like it was Doctor Strange or whatever. He had Ultron bots. Tony Stark tried to make Ultron bots. You saw what happened. But he's smart enough to make them correctly and. What was it? I think Sue Storm she's in charge of whatever happened to where crime is globally, the crime is down. It's off. There's like global peace everywhere. That family is so damn smart that that's pretty much why every time there was a decision, they went to the Fantastic Four, because essentially, respectfully, they're like the final step pretty much. You have a question, you ask Reed Richards. They've solved it all. They're smart enough to where the world works at a certain level because of his brilliance. He also has fast enough light. He's cracked all.
And I've seen Johnny.
He can think about the multiverse. He's got it all.
And I've seen Johnny Storm decode a language. Like I
well,
said, they're all
know.
geniuses. Let's give them all flowers. Good for them. They're really smart. That's exciting.
So third act.
Yeah, let's just jump into it. Obviously their plan to relocate an entire planet. How would that even work? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I obviously that is strange to be like, what happens if that works? Like, if Silver Surfer might have saved that whole planet.
He did say, because my first thought was like, okay, they have to worry about gravity, they have to worry about the moon, they have to worry about distance from the sun, they have to worry about all this stuff. He did say within like a 2% or 0.0 something percent margin of error, which I'm assuming he means similar environment in terms of moons and suns and all that stuff. But regardless, if you shift us like an inch, I feel like everything goes haywire anyway.
But like I said before, he did have a pretty detailed, mapped out, like observable universe of all the stars. So he has a good idea of which solar systems are habitable, which Goldilocks zones are good for which certain types of stars. He's going to have several backup plans, several choices to take us to. I wasn't worried about that part. That part I fully got on board with. A lot of things I did not.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just roll into it. Let's go a little farther. Obviously, Galactus shows up. He's taking his sweet ass time when his ship I don't know where they were, but they had to do like obviously they were jumping. They were doing like freaking light speed freaking jumps to get to him where he was.
Yeah.
Right. To get to where he was. But this man shows up in the solar system and then just idles. He just like, I'm gonna cook. I'm passing Jupiter. You got a couple days. I'm a little tired. I got to put my makeup on. Like, what is he doing there?
I mean, in his defense, Silver Surfer still, I think she had like 1 month plus whatever to get out of the black hole. Like from her point of view, it would have been a certain amount of time, but he calculated it. She had like about a month before she escapes. Why Galactus took so long, I'll never know. But her, for sure, she at least had time to get away from the black hole. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay. So we move there. How do you feel about Galactus just jumping off his little throne and he's on planet Earth? Are we to a point now where you're upset?
No, not yet.
So my understanding of Galactus, and this is what I've seen online because I'm not a huge Galactus guy. I don't know his whole backstory, but my understanding is he can change his size. If you know what I mean, like because he's not he's not small enough. Every depiction I've seen of him in comics is he's quite literally
like could hold the planet,
could put the Earth like just pop it like a little marble or like a little like I don't, you know what I mean? You can. So I'm assuming he can change his size. This is the size that he chose to come respectfully to come to Earth. Good for him. To get the kid, to get Franklin Richards. So they go through that whole process. He's walking through. Looks awesome on CGI. Everything looks sick. He's moving. The pacing looks good. It looks better than anything Ant-Man's ever done. And he's walking through this. Oh, what's up? Oh, you didn't like that? Like Ant-Man just throwing shit.
He did what he could, man. He's literally a street level superhero. Like, come on.
I'm saying just size wise movement. You know, I like.
Yeah. He lives at that size. He's used to that. Like, that's
sure.
Like Ant-Man's not just cruising.
So he's coming to get Franklin Richards. He's walking up and he's like, there's a baby right there, just sitting there out in the open.
I hated that.
And I think this is where we lose Niki.
Well, honestly, that plan, Reed Richards' major plan is a bait and switch on a man who he already knows has X-ray vision.
Go on, Niki. Feel free to jump in.
No, Niki, take over. Because Doyle and I do gripes all the time.
You know if he has X-ray vision, but my whole thing is Galactus is older than our universe. Before he was Galactus, he was a scientist on his world or whatever. He's smart enough. Why would you walk through a city for the one thing you want is sitting right here, but weirdly there's some pillars right around it? Are you not smart enough to realize this is a box with a stick? You're just going to pick up your the thing you wanted and you're in the trap. What would he not see that? I don't know. But anyway, he just
he did. To be fair to Galactus, he did stop.
If the baby was there, he would have still done it.
But do we know that for
walked
sure?
Right into the center of that chat and killed there.
True, but does he know? He doesn't know what the pillars are. The thing that he wants is there, yes. He probably was just like, oh, they finally gave in and gave up. But he also doesn't know what's on this planet. That part didn't. The fact that they left the lines on the ground is what pissed me off more. If the
It
pillars are
looked like
there
a
and the
trap.
freaking yeah, like
Right.
if the pillars are there, fine. If but the triangles on the floor, that I was like, come on.
Okay,
Like
so
that.
in Galactus's defense, Nikki, how would you serve up an infant to a celestial god? What? How? I want to know how you would do it. Would you just like put him in a hot air balloon and just float him up, or like how would you do it?
If I was what Reed?
Yeah, I'm saying like this is your job. I
You
need
know,
you to make sure that this
no,
baby gets
I'm
to
saying, what if the
Galactus.
plan was? I'm mad at Galactus for even getting out of his ship and walking to what was clearly a trap. That's what I'm mad at, because his age, what he knows, the things he's seen, and his experience and his previous employment. He's smart enough. He's old enough to see a trap when it's coming. I was mad at that.
Yeah,
How?
and that's fair. I agree with that. I'm literally I'm asking you what would have like if you could rewrite that and you're I don't know.
I'm not going to even try to come up with a brilliant plan to trap Galactus, because in my head there is
No,
no
I'm not
beating.
saying trap Galactus. I'm saying if let's pretend they're not trying to trap him and they're genuinely like, yeah, I don't want this kid anymore. You're right. I'll save the planet. How do you serve him up?
Oh, you just stand there and you tell him. Like that whole thing would have been fine if Reed is holding the kid and says, "Here, we give him up, come take him." And that's it. Like
Okay.
And the assumption that he offered you the deal, you ran away, made it back to your planet, and now you're standing here like, oh yeah, I give up. Here, take him. Why didn't you give him to him before? Like, now I've got more questions.
because you need time to no,
Now
you
I've
need
got
time to
more
think about it.
questions.
He came back, 7 billion people were mad at him, so he was like, "All right, we've talked about it," and then you decided to give it up.
But that's the thing. There is no going back on that deal. He said he's gonna devour your world, and the kid's gonna watch. That means he's taking the kid and he's taking your world. You didn't take his deal originally. You don't win.
So
once he comes to Earth, you don't win.
So you're saying you just thought Galactus should have had a higher sense of urgency and just gone after this kid and grabbed him and instead of just like thinking there was going to be like a cordial exchange, you think Galactus should have just came out guns a-blazing to get the kid and leave? I'm just trying to make this better. Like, what would have made this better? Like, genuinely, I'm not just trying to pick on you. I'm like actually asking, what's a better way to serve up a baby to a god? I don't know. I want to know how you do it.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, clearly coming back to Earth and serving up the kid is now a trap in my mind.
Okay,
that's fair. There's no negotiation anymore. You made me come to your planet, and now nobody's guarding the kid that you didn't want to give me originally. It's a trap.
Okay, that's fair. And to be fair, like it was stupid up until that point, but when he stopped and then scanned and looked at another building and found him, there was like a genuine feeling of like, oh shit, how are they stopping this guy?
I'm mad he was just literally about just all he had to do was put his foot down. He got that close. That's what I'm mad at. Plus, the fact when he picks up, he uses telekinesis anyway. So what the hell are we doing?
Yeah. Okay, and that's fair. That's fair. Listen, these are all fair points, but I will give them credit. They hit that like turn where it's like, oh shit, there's like an unattended baby, and he's gonna get him. That was suspenseful for me at least. I was like, holy crap, he's there and he's gonna get him.
I enjoyed how they did it because Sue made like a invisible, like a magnifying glass. Johnny burned it. It got his eyes. So while he's distracted, swoop the baby. That was great. But in Galactus' mind, he should be thinking trap at all times. I'm glad, I guess, he stopped and scanned again. But like I said, the whole thing smells fishy from the jump. They're not going to hand it to you. Nobody's going to guard it. What are you talking? No, I don't know. An unguarded baby, everything you want is just sitting there. It's a trap.
Okay, that's fair. I listen. I agree with you. Let's push on a little farther here. We've established that the means of delivering the baby not so good. He gets the freaking baby though. He gets it pretty quickly and pretty easily. He gets the baby.
Stared right into the building. Just looks at it. They close up.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, he's like, actually, nah. Yeah, that was pretty sick. That was cool. I'm glad that, I mean, obviously this is a story that people know and like this is written in comics. But for people who don't know the story of why he's going after this baby, to just see this something that big manhandle something that's the size of an ant to him,
Yes. Yeah.
you're like, dude, he just squished the kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is he possibly going to have the tact to not like just squash this kid? And I will say, when we go farther down the line, could have played a part in why Galactus was able to be pushed back. The fact that he was holding this baby and very clearly didn't want to kill him. He needed him. I'm just saying there's a little bit of a thought process there where
you're taking away from Stu.
No, listen, I know where this conversation's going. Listen,
man,
I'm not.
I can't believe it.
Don't talk to me about this. I'm just saying some people might think the way Galactus was taken out or just pushed or moved.
How was he taken out or moved?
The Fantastic Four pushed him in.
Did they? The Fantastic Four did?
Okay. Obviously, Sue Storm played an integral part in this. Some would say the most integral part.
How about 95% of it?
I'll give her 90. I'll give her 90.
98.
I'll give her 90.
Yes, 98%.
That's fair.
Ben was a pebble, literally a pebble. Hit him in the face once, done.
Knocked a building down to off center him though.
Yes,
to put him off balance.
That's Ben's 1%.
Let's give him more than one. All right, Jesus, he knocked the whole building down and then punched him in the face.
Their portrayal of Sue at the end was something I did not expect and something she deserves as a hero. Like, usually in the Fantastic Four, they all do like 25%. Maybe you'll see Reed doing 26% and then the rest like doing less. For her to come out and look like a complete badass, I didn't expect going into this movie, and I'm happy that they did.
So her powers depicted in the other Fantastic Four movies, I mean, they were like what? Like little bubbles and like in like little shields. Like it didn't really do much. Obviously, this is the strongest Sue Storm we've ever seen in any movie form. I do think it was cool. There's very clearly a Sue Storm, Johnny Storm. Like they very clearly are the two most powerful. Like as far as just like superpowers, yeah. And they're obviously related too. So it kind of makes sense in that sense. But you're right. Ben Grimm just being a rock dude and Reed Richards apparently not being able to stretch farther than 25 feet.
Oh my God, that killed me.
that bothered me a little bit. The fact that he was like in pain and it didn't even look like he was being stretched that far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that bothered me on so many levels. Like, what was it? Even in like one of the first movies, whatever, he was like wrapped around like several objects, wrapped around the entire Ferris wheel, and grabbing people. Like he was stretching several hundred feet with no problem. That's what he does. The Galactus went like this to the equivalent of maybe 20, 30 feet, and he's like, it hurts. I was not Mr. Fantastic. That was fantastic.
Okay. That's fair. Tyler, any thoughts on the depiction in that moment of Reed Richards? Like, obviously, they could have made him a little stretchier, right? Like,
I feel like the same concept with him being stretched further. Like, I like the idea of stretching him to his limit, but yeah, they made his limit look a little bit smaller in this than you would expect from Reed.
I genuinely thought that he was going to flick him like out.
I did too. Face. I thought he was going to flick him.
Let him go.
That would have been so funny. Oh my God, that would have been hilarious. It would have taken away. I would have laughed. It would have taken away from the scene if he did it. But I was thinking it right when I saw him stretch. I was like, let him go, let him go, let him go. But if he actually did it, I would have bust out laughing. It would have took away from the entire scene if you just watched him just get launched into outer space. That would have been so stupid. Okay, back to Sue Storm. Goated display of power. Niki, I want to get your thoughts on this just specifically because I know that when we were texting, you did have some thoughts on this. I do think I'll just let you say your piece and then I'll say mine. Tyler can say his and we'll wrap this thing up. But about Sue Storm and just how let's include the whole 100%. The team pushed him back into the thing here with another assist that we haven't talked about. So yes, go ahead.
Sure. Everybody contributed, I guess, maybe 1% outside of Stu. So that's the thing, 1%. Johnny, 1%. I don't even know if Mr. Fantastic, besides being his little yoga class session, I don't know. I don't know if that would contribute, but all right, let's just say he got 1%, and Silver Surfer, she got 1%. That leaves you with 96% all Sue Storm. There is no reality where she's strong enough to move Galactus. It could be anybody else. You do not move. Nobody solos Galactus. She moved him against his will. Not possible. She does not have that kind of power level. I don't even think Scarlet Witch could. She can change reality. She's not soloing Galactus. She moved Galactus several city blocks against his will, and the only thing stopping was a building. Sure, the Thing broke the building too, but she does not move it. The power of mom does not do that. Don't tell me she's the first mom out of 13 billion years he's been alive that he's ever encountered. I'm pretty sure no planet that he wiped out, nobody wanted to go, but she wanted it bad enough to where she said, you know what? No, I'm going to solo you. No, it doesn't happen. The team together, including Silver Surfer, doesn't move Galactus. Now, if they've came up with something else, maybe they could move the teleporter and he didn't see it and it like sucked him in. Maybe a black hole could move Galactus. No one person moves Galactus.
Okay.
That is my issue.
And listen, a lot of people I'm sure share that same opinion. A lot of people who are way more informed on superheroes are like, yes, we've probably never seen something like this. But to be fair, in comics, there's probably something out there written somewhere where like Sue Storm turns back time with her power, like she's just insane. Like everybody, I feel like has a comic issue somewhere where they've done something that makes no fathomable sense. But I don't think you're giving enough credit to all the factors that happened here. The one concession that I will make on the Sue Storm ability to push him, it was too far. It was too far. I'm not willing to say that situation with all the factors of everybody pestering and annoying and hitting and tripping and him holding the baby that he very clearly needed to not kill. And he was that all these factors mixed in. 100% believable to me that she could just go Super Saiyan and just go hard. She literally died. She died trying to do this.
You know how many other billions and billions of other people died?
That's fine. Where are the records of Galactus getting in this Galactus? Where are the records of him running into freaking superheroes? How often does that happen? We didn't see any other superheroes on this planet. I don't know.
Are you asking for sources on Marvel Comics? How many times Galactus has fought superheroes?
We don't know what this Galactus has been through at this point. I'm just saying we don't know his backstory.
For the universe, there was Galactus.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What were the dinosaurs going to put up a fight? I don't know what that looks like. Okay, other planets. I can't speak to their heroes. All I know is what we saw here.
My point is, I'm saying all the powerhouses that we've seen in the Marvel Universe, I'm struggling to think of any that would move Galactus against his will.
The multiple blocks, it did go on too long. It went, Alice, I'll give you that. It went on too long. The scene of her there were too many cuts of her going, like that happened a lot. And I feel like that scene could have been shorter. There could have been, but I'm not going to say that it couldn't have happened. Like I'm okay with it happening. It made sense to me. It made sense that a mom was just trying to protect her family and her son and her kid. But I do think that he could have been a little closer to the teleporter. So the push wasn't him literally getting back down like Shaq backing somebody down in the post. Like it was a bit much in that aspect.
So what are we saying her power level is? What is her force push ability? What else can she move? If she can move Galactus, if she can move Galactus at this point, we could just say she can move the world. She can move the solar system. She can move.
I have been looking it up. Apparently, it has been down that she is planet level power.
In what instance? Once
I
what,
did. I didn't
This
look up
one.
specifics. I'm just saying.
We can't write new
I
stories.
I've
This
been
one.
looking it up.
This is the example. It happened. You watched it. This is the example. It's a new story. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief. She's
No.
goated. She's goated in this movie. Let her
Like,
have it.
I gave it to her. She was my favorite in the movie as far as just playing the character. She was my favorite. But this crossed the line. You know, one person moves Galactus. Sentry, I don't think moves Galactus. Hulk doesn't move Galactus. Thing doesn't move Galactus. Nobody that's a heavy hitter that we've seen moves Galactus. She's not that. Respectfully, she's not that one. She's not the one.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, but all she was doing was pushing while everybody else was pestering. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a culmination of things that were happening that
Even
are
if she
okay with me.
I get it. Maybe she could do what the Thing did. Maybe when the Thing did clobbering time on him and not maybe made him move his head a little bit. You don't push him city blocks against his will. He's actively fighting against it.
Yeah. And I will say there were a couple moments, I think, and I'll have to rewatch it to fully pay attention because I was just in the moment. But I'm pretty sure there were moments where he was like, you know, you could see him be like, all right, F this. And he was pushing, he was getting back up. Like it seemed like every time they showed him saying, all right, I'm done with this shit, I'm pushing back, something else happened. He just kept getting hit with something stupid or bothered by something stupid. The lava hole on his back, I'm not even sure what that was going on there. They like opened a lava hole on his back. Sure, I guess that's what those cables were in. I don't know where that came from.
It's like his power source, pretty much. Like when he crushes up a plant, he doesn't actually eat plants like apples, but it's like the mass and everything else that just gets melted down, and it's his fuel, pretty much.
Oh, well, then there we go. He was running on low after he spilled his lava juice and could get pushed.
That's not enough.
Okay. We've said it.
That moment killed the movie for me. Like I said, the first 2/3 of the movie.
Killed it. Wait. Killed it? That seems drastic.
Fine. It ruined my time. Everything from basically that on.
Okay.
Imagine up until him getting to Earth. I hated how slowly he approached Earth.
That did bother me too.
As soon as he crosses Jupiter, I'm on a downhill from that movie.
Okay.
Wow.
So Johnny Storm again is ready to cook. He's like, F it. I'm gonna pack him up. And again, why didn't you just start doing that from the beginning? Just barreling at him. He was gonna make that final push to dunk him in, and then Silver Surfer comes in and just seals the deal. Heart of Gold saves the day. Fine. He got sucked up. He's gone. That's awesome. Him and Silver Surfer are who knows where. We have literally no idea. So that's going to be interesting to figure out how that plays out. I'd love to see the conversation between the two immediately after they show up wherever they get teleported to. I want to see that banter. That'd be hilarious.
She doesn't have to sit on and deal with it because she can move at the speed of light.
Oh, she's like, yeah, see you later, asshole.
He also could suck her power away too, though.
True. He could stop that. He could stop her.
Yeah. So, okay, that's done. Anything else? Obviously, after this, we see Sue Storm die. So that didn't affect you in any way. You're like, okay, this woman's doing something I've never seen before. Her dying didn't
I know
matter.
It happen. I know. I could tell. It's just that moment was building. Like, I'm gonna give it my all, and then of course, and she does the thing, and then she dies. Obviously, but also obviously, what was gonna happen next? She was gonna come back.
Are you a fan of Dragon Ball Z?
Never saw the whole thing. No.
Oh man,
that didn't answer my question.
I guess I can't call myself a fan if I never watched it, right?
I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's a respectable comp. Just I don't want to get to the point where we're looking at these movies and we're seeing these superheroes, especially for the first time in the MCU, in this one, and saying, you can't do this. This is not possible because we've never seen this iteration of a character. We don't know what these people are capable of. Obviously, we know what Franklin Richards is going to be. He's like a freaking messiah and is just going to be able to do anything he wants, which is, I hope we don't get a Franklin Richards movie. I don't know what that would look like. It would just be him toying with literally whoever he wants to, just dog walking bad guys the whole movie. I don't know.
He's getting trapped away somewhere. I have a feeling he's not. We're not going to see him for long.
Well, we've already seen.
No, what I mean is like I feel like he's going to end up getting stuck in a Loki type situation or something like that. They have to.
I think they've ended this movie kind of similar to Ant-Man Quantumania, where a villain that has no business getting beat by the heroes gets beat by them and trapped in a hole or something, gets teleported somewhere else. Same with Kang. Ant-Man does not beat Kang the Conqueror, but for some reason he does, and he gets sucked away into somewhere else. Where is he? We don't know. What happened to this movie? Sue Storm pushes his ass back, defeats him, gets sucked in the hole. Where is he? We don't know. Same.
I don't think you're seeing people defending Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Right, but
you're not seeing
anybody. It's the same thing. Like the people that had no business defeating this particular villain beat him by putting him in a black hole.
I won't listen. I'm not going to say that this team of Fantastic Four has no business defeating Galactus, considering that's literally their MO. They've done it 100 million times isn't that not their comic purpose? They defeat Galactus. That's how this works, no?
But that's the thing. It's pretty much always been the same thing where you just delay him and send him back to the point. Like nobody beats him. Nobody beats him.
And they didn't beat him. So I'm saying, like, this is the group that is assigned in almost every publication of comics where Galactus is there to beat him, or to delay at least delay him, thwart him, whatever it is. And it happened in this movie, and I'm okay with it. That's all I'm saying. I'm okay with it. Tyler, I don't know how you're feeling about it, but obviously we left this movie. I felt pretty good at the end. I will give you, Nikki, I 100% agree. The third act was weird. There were times where I was like, this is stupid. But given the whole context of the film and kind of how it wrapped up, I feel like it was a good movie.
Yeah, like I said, overall, I enjoyed the ride. But upon further thinking and reflection, there are things that just really annoy me. But overall, I enjoyed it. Like I said, yeah.
I mean, I don't think we ever see anything like this out of Sue again. I think it was too much. I agree with Doyle. It was, if they had made it like half a block and a trip hazard was there, like like Ben knocked out in the building, right. Reed was stretched across the street, and Johnny went supernova, and then Surfer hit him in the chest. Like if they did that, I feel like that works better. But they wanted to play up the mom thing, which we never got because we've never had Franklin Richards. So they just, because we've gotten other iterations of like the full team beatdown. But it would have worked better, yes. I'm not gonna say not gonna say Sue could not at least affect him. She definitely, I don't think, is pushing him 6 blocks. But I liked it.
I think the only one that has a chance of even slowing his stride is the Thing, maybe.
Silver Surfer, I feel like probably.
Silver Surfer.
They could have done a little more with her helping them at the end.
She did just show up at like literally the last second. Like imagine if she shows up a little bit earlier and starts helping. You know, we'd be talking a little different.
Also has a chance, but like I said, we're talking about heavy hitters. Sue, that's just not the ballpark. She's not a heavy hitter.
I will say that while you guys are talking, I've been looking up a lot, and it's been like unanimously stated Sue is stronger than Ben.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I would say that. Like power level wise, it'd be Sue and Johnny Storm power level wise, and then the other two are just like there to me.
As far as power level, like how, like what do we use? What
just
do we,
like if we're talking it on like a scale, like you know, like X-Men has their scale, you know, of type of
like
mutant.
Omega, Alpha, Beta.
I would say they're the Omega Fantastic Four. Like characters, and the other two are just like their powers are cool, but like they're serving other purposes.
I did read that. No,
I'm pretty sure Johnny Storm, if you look up his list of feats, he's done some freaking like absurd things.
No, but Nikki's talking physical, like pure physical.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
like brute force.
I was also wondering how did he carry Thing? Like that's what I was wondering.
Oh, he was in space though. He wasn't carrying him; he was pushing him.
Well, he did fly up and grab him, but I guess I would imagine gravity did a lot of that work on the way back down when he was up in outer, like getting up in outer space. Like,
yeah, I feel like he was more like guiding him down to earth, not carrying him.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into our ratings of this. I know that we tried to let's give it like an out of 10 scale.
Yeah.
On this film. Tyler, what are your thoughts like when you left this movie? Obviously, in the context of the MCU, and also just like as a standalone film, I think, yeah. Just let's.
So this is new to us on the podcast. Just a little thought on the way I rate things. 5 is perfectly middle, just like bleh. For me, I think this is a movie I would watch again and still be engaged by and entertained by. So I will give it an 8.
Okay. All right. Nikki, I mean, I'll just get mine out of the way because Tyler, I think we're in the same ballpark. I left this thinking like, okay, that was a firm 8. Like I'm happy with 8. I don't know how much higher I would go, but I don't think I would go lower than 8 just because I did feel like like we talked about earlier, in the context of the MCU, it was refreshing. The way this movie looked, it didn't just look like another like, regular city that just got destroyed. The set design was cool. It was its own movie, and it existed in its own world. Like this could have been a rebranded, like no name MC. Like you didn't have to be an MCU characters. You could have just been superhero movie, generic superhero movie, and it'd be like, yeah, this is a cool little story. So I'm at 8. I think I feel good about that, and maybe on a rewatch, I'll have to see if it moves at all. But I don't anticipate it moving much.
Okay. So 5 is very meh and middle of the road. I'd give it a 6.
5's like not bad, not good. See,
I'd give it a 6 though, because there's, like I said,
don't let me encourage. That's me being surprised. I'm not trying to sway your answer. I'm just very surprised.
It's me thinking about the movie over and over and over. Like I wanted to see the heroes doing their thing, the things that they excel at. We didn't see a lot of that, if we're being honest. We saw Mr. Fantastic get stretched 20 feet, and it was a problem. We saw Sue Storm doing things we don't see Sue Storm do. We saw Johnny Storm. He did relatively Johnny Storm things, and Thing was usually just there, really. He had his own little backstory with this chick he wanted to talk to, but not really talk to, but he didn't. Yeah, I get it. That's a lot of, like, I don't know, maybe I wanted a couple more other, like, part of that montage.
Like maybe. A training montage.
Yeah, like the montage we saw was great, but we would have liked to have seen maybe an actual scene where things are going on. A lot of things just everything was 4 years later after they've been, sure, why couldn't we be maybe 3 years? Something is happening. There's just not enough.
Fantastic. So like see them take down like a little, like a minor villain.
Yeah, like a small B story.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, that's like that. That's a respectable gripe. I think for like, I just, if it was happening simultaneously with this plot, I think it would have been too much. I think maybe, yeah, spending 5 minutes in another battle at the beginning could have been something. Like there's a montage, like during the montage, it looks like a TV thing. Like it's got the little flicker, but just like jumping into the TV and looking, maybe do a little pan around on like a fight and just see some cool like stuff, and then just sucking back out. That might be like a cool. I'm not a director.
What we're actually here for.
Yeah. Showcase Reed Richards doing cool stretchy things instead of that.
More intelligent things. Just every time he had something smart to say, he had one quick formula that took up this spot on the chalkboard, and that was it. Like, oh, that equals this. Give me a lever. Like, come on, man. Just give me something. Like, I don't know. I wanted more out of it.
I did feel like I could kind of relate to Reed Richards in this movie as just like a logical thinker, though. Like he played that role well, where like he tried to disassociate from like his life and what he's got. That was, yeah.
He wants to think of all the worst things, and so he can use it to hurt them before they hurt us. I love that, but show me. It was a lot of saying and not showing. That's just how I thought.
Right.
And also, that the ending of the movie just really rubbed me the wrong way. It's just it was what it was. But
hey, you were rubbed though. You finished the movie and you got rubbed. I think that's a win. A lot of people would like that. So
some people want more.
So okay, let's. This is going to be fun because now that you've established this as a 6 movie, I'm curious. Let's do a little this or that with the Fantastic Four First Steps. Let's compare it to some of the other movies in the MCU. And you tell me if you like this Fantastic Four First Steps or let's go Iron Man 2.
That's Whiplash, right?
Yeah, Whiplash.
Okay.
Iron
I
Man
like that
2.
one too. I like Iron Man 2. I don't know. I really do.
Okay. I mean,
I don't think I'm going to
that's
watch
tough.
this movie again, though. That's what I'm saying. Iron Man 2, I've seen
Really?
several times. No,
Okay.
with this movie, I got what I needed story wise, but I don't need to revisit it. There's nothing holding me to like, oh, this is such a great this. Maybe I'll watch on Disney Plus to watch a couple of the space scenes, but it's just very specific things. The movie in itself overall is not enough for me. I got what I needed from it, and I'm done. Respect.
All right. Let's do Thor first. I'll do the first Thor or this Fantastic Four.
I guess I'll give it to Fantastic Four.
I was okay. Thank God. I was holding my breath.
Okay.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
I was holding my
Just from like a
breath.
cinematic standpoint, like I said, if they were just like,
I thought we were comparing
obviously-
this to everything post Endgame. I was waiting for those.
we're gonna get there. I just wanted to go back and see like how it compared and stacked up to some of the OGs. Obviously, that's hard. That's tough to do with the hindsight that we have and like how much time we have invested in those characters. So for you to say better than Thor 1, that means something. That means something. Right? That's a little.
I didn't like
we're right there.
There was a few
Or
like
not,
Thor, the first one. I had a few scenes I liked, but then like I'd never watched it again. But I know everything about it that I needed to.
let's go Doctor Strange.
Doctor
Doctor Strange or First Steps. Which one?
Doctor Strange.
Okay, that's fair. Doctor Strange is pretty good. I mean, I can't really knock you for that one. Ant-Man.
This.
Okay, so Fantastic Four over Ant-Man. All right, and Tyler, you could chime in here too. I mean, obviously, yeah.
I'm just taking it in. No, this is
Okay. Let's do Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Next question.
Wait, you didn't say anything.
Clearly, Spider-Man.
Okay,
Don't
okay,
disrespect me.
okay. I just didn't know if there was a Spider-Man in the MCU, the Spider-Man movie in the MCU that might be worse than this. So you're obviously. I just wanted to see where your baseline was on that. So yeah, obviously, Spider-Man's. I should have known. Let's go Shang-Chi.
I remember nothing about Shang-Chi.
dude, the fight sequences in Shang-Chi were too good.
They're
Like
pretty good.
the fight
fights
sequences.
no. The fights were fine. But it's just I don't remember the story. I don't remember why anybody did anything, and they haven't touched back on him since what? 6 years, maybe
These-
5 years.
These might have to be tied for
2021.
me.
Huh?
What?
I think for me they might have to be tied. Shang-Chi and
Tie? That doesn't. You can't tie. You got to
Yeah,
pick
well,
one of them.
Yes, you can.
It's this or that, not this or
Oh.
are they kissing?
Okay, fine. God damn.
I would say Fantastic Four over that.
I would have to watch
I-
Shang-Chi again. I'd have to watch
I-
Shang-Chi.
I
don't
like-
have-
Easily.
I remember liking Shang-Chi, but I prefer
the action was
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi might have the best overall action out of like some of the most recent like if me being a Jackie Chan fan growing up, watching those fight sequences, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go back and watch.
All right, last one. First Steps. So Fantastic Four: First Steps or Captain America: Brave New World.
God. First Steps.
Yeah, it's pretty easily First Steps
Yeah.
for me. I don't know. Brave New World's another. We did not do a review on that, and we won't retroactively do that.
I saw that in the theaters and I hated it.
It was gross. It was gross. Just take the freaking super serum, dude. Just take the super serum, please. It's not working.
If you want to do that, we could do a full Marvel in review.
Yeah,
episode.
I'll do it.
That's fair. Okay, we'll touch onto that, but I'm excited where this is going. Obviously, what's coming next is we're allegedly Phase 6, whatever this means. I don't know. We're not going to get another Marvel. I don't know what the TV show releases look like, but I don't think we're getting a movie for like another year, and I think it's Spider-Man. So
I think Wonder Man's coming for TV.
okay, interesting. Yeah, just some interesting. But it's hard to factor those in. Because not everybody's seeing it. I'm seeing bits and pieces. I'm finding it hard to finish a lot of these. It's like it just feels exhausting.
Just say the name. Just say that you're trying to be diplomatic. Just say.
What do you
the
mean?
name.
What?
Say what you're having a hard time finishing.
I haven't even touched Agatha all along. I haven't touched that at all.
Can I take a get? No, I was gonna make a joke, but I don't want to.
I'm like 3.5 episodes in on Ironheart, and
I was gonna
honestly,
say. I was gonna say, would they happen to be Agatha, Echo, and Ironheart? Was going to be my
Echo.
joke.
I've not touched. Yeah, I've not touched it, and it's not anything like, I don't know. It just feels.
Did you touch She-Hulk?
I did. I watched She-Hulk. I did watch She-Hulk. Yeah,
Okay,
watch the whole thing.
okay.
What are you guys trying to paint me as here? I pick what I like. I don't think Echo's interesting enough for me. Just because one Daredevil cameo isn't going to be enough to get me to watch that whole series. It just doesn't look good for me. It didn't look like entertaining in any way. I am going to finish Ironheart. I literally just watched an episode like last week. It's just taking a long ass time for me to finish this. I am excited for a character that does appear at the end of it. I want to see that little clip, and I haven't had that spoiled.
But I saw that Keen. I know who you're talking about. I saw it. That was good. But the seat.
I want to see that.
I'm joking around. I haven't even started Ironheart, so I need to get on.
Yeah,
that.
Listen, I'm getting there. Like the TV shows, I think if somebody came over to me and said, "Hey, I haven't watched any Marvel like TV programs," that's okay. I'm not going to blame them for that. Like whatever. But yeah, the movies, I think it feels like you do have to have that working knowledge to come in. That being said, that's why I like this one, because you didn't. Somebody could jump in right now. This is the jump in point. And I think if you didn't watch everything in the past and just jumped in for this film, you could acclimate to what's coming. I think you could do that.
Yeah.
So good for them for setting that up.
No, if they wanted to start right now fresh and not deal with anybody, they could do that right now if they wanted to.
We just got Marvel a couple new viewers. Look at us. All right, let's get the hell out of here. We've talked too much. Any parting words on this film specifically that maybe we didn't touch on before we pack it up?
I hope Vanessa Kirby gets her flowers, because like 3 seconds in, I was like, this felt like the most Sue Storm we've had so far.
Yeah, overall, I really liked her. Like I said, the best out of the four for everybody. I think she did really well.
So you don't think we're going to see any of the Fan Four Stick crew in the multiverse?
They're toast. They don't exist.
Imagine the spit in the face that would be to watching after watching this, for them to bring any of those characters back. I love Michael B. Jordan, but that movie was the hottest ass in the worst way possible, not the good way. It was hot garbage.
Overall, I think the entirety of phase 4 through where we are now, it's all relied on either nostalgia bait or the potential what's coming next. They've never really capitalized. Once they got you on the show, it's always, but look what we have coming next. They don't really execute well on what's going on right now. It's always their potential. And that's where a lot of, especially us Marvel fans, are always hooked. The story can go this way. The story can go there. What can happen next? We come up with better theories than what actually comes up. I think that's really bothered me over the last few years. Like every time I'm excited to see something, this and this could happen, they go the least popular route. I'm excited for Doomsday, but I'm terrified for the execution. I feel like,
but we're on a good little run here of Thunderbolts into Fantastic Four.
We're stuck on the possibilities. We're stuck on the potential. Yeah. When we get there, I don't know if we're all going to be exactly happy with what happens.
The thing that scares me most is that we're going to be back into the Infinity War issue of cramming too many people into a film where some people only get 2 lines the entire film. Like, this movie was great because we took it and we focused. Once we get back to Doomsday and Secret Wars, we're going back big, and then that's where I'm going to get worried.
I hear like Doomsday, Secret Wars, or whatever. I think they're going to be like 2, possibly 3-parters for each of them. Because, like I said, they're getting to this point too quickly. But these massive movies are going to be, like, I think, trilogies in themselves. I think, and I wouldn't be mad at that. But you're right; it's going to be crammed full of people. But when the big reset happens, they're going to have to figure out a better way to incorporate X-Men as well, the Fantastic Four, the Fox thing they have, and their heavy hitting Marvel characters, not just the C/D tier characters. They got to hit the good ones, and they have to make it all work together. It's going to be tough, but they have more people to deal with now. and they had a lot
Like,
before.
if the dust settles after these two Avengers movies, and we're left with literally just the Fantastic Four and an introduction into the X-Men, I'm happy. Like, you could throw away everyone else. We've seen their stories, but like even the Thunderbolts characters can sprinkle in with a little Spider-Man somewhere. But like, that's like a nice little area that I'm like, okay, we got a nucleus.
That's even like how the cartoons were. Like, even like when you had like old X-Men shows, or whatever, every now and then, maybe one episode, you see Spider-Man hanging out with the guys or whatever, or he has like one adventure with them. But have Marvel characters in the broader picture. But they don't. Not everybody needs their own solo story. Not everybody's a main character.
Yeah, that's fair. And plus now, like, especially if you're rebooting it, the solo story's already been done. So just go back and watch those movies if we're gonna get like a multiverse version or a variant version of Captain America and Iron Man. We're not going to get that story again because somebody else is playing the role.
I really think comic book movies could go on technically forever, just to keep rebooting. They could go on forever technically. They have the stories there, but
it's the same thing. Yeah, it's already written in comics. It's the blueprint's there. You could do this for the rest of existence if you really wanted to. So, yeah. I'm an idiot. I'm a sucker. I'm gonna watch every one of these no matter what. That's just how it's gonna be. I don't think there'll ever be a point. And Nikki, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to speak for you, but as much as you hate it, you're gonna probably watch it at some point. Maybe not go to the theater to watch it, but if it's in front of your face and it's on like a streaming platform, you're probably going to turn it on and watch it.
And have no plan on going to. There's a couple of YouTubers that I watch that review things. I get the story from them, and I'm good.
I can't do that. I'm either not going to watch it or I'm gonna take it to the face. I don't want to hear it through somebody else's. I don't want to do that. That's gross to me. So if you haven't watched this movie and you just listened to this entire thing, go watch the movie. You idiot. Don't listen to us. Yeah, form your own opinions, but be guided by ours and our disdain for someone pushing somebody for 6 New York blocks. All right, we've heard enough. We've said enough. Let's get the hell out of here. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Maybe we'll go to the movie theater again and watch one. But I don't know what's coming in the future.
Doomsday.
I don't know.
I'll find out for Doomsday.
Oh, listen. Yeah, we'll be back before Doomsday comes out. But when that comes out, 100%.
I'll probably have to watch with you guys in the theater.
Oh, no doubt. Let's do that. Yeah, everyone will get together. Those will be bangers. We'll definitely get everybody together and watch that one for sure. And then just maybe do like an in-person podcast. That'd be spicy.
Yeah.
But all right, we're talking too much. I got to edit all this crap. All right, I'll catch you guys later on the next one. Nikki, thank you for joining us. Tyler, as always, we'll be back at a later scheduled date. I'm going to stop talking now. This is when I faded out. And I'm still here.
You didn't say the thing.
Oh, also, love you.
Love, yes.
Better.
Goodbye. Not you, Nikki. Bye.